Welcome everyone. My name is Anele Lusu, and also welcome to the Nali Ithuba podcast. This is the third podcast, okay, that I'll be doing. I'll be doing a lot of them. The purpose of the podcast is for me to engage with you, ordinary South Africans, in terms of the importance of making additional income, and also how do we change our mindsets, to today. And it's a great honor again to welcome Mr Matika. It's been a while since I've known Mr Matika. Followed him. I've attended his personal development classes. So it's truly an honor. Mr Matika, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for driving all the way. By the way, Mr. Lusu drove all the way from Cape Town to Mama's Upper Riverlands, Legacy Farm. It's 55 kilometers away to come and have this conversation with me for Nina, guys. So thank you so much thank you and well done for Inansika for Ilendo the eagerness.
Yes.
To come and extract knowledge for abantu.
Yeah, it's very important. We need to learn, Mr. Matika. We are the students of life, and we will continue to learn, up until we perish.
Yeah.
But for someone who doesn't know you, the viewers and everyone, who are you?
Yeah, Coach Matika is the name that puts food on the table. I always tell about you gotta have two names. So Ikabalam that I was given by my parents, Mutembi Matika, and then Coach Matika is my brand. Coach Matika, when you hear the word Coach Matika, you need to know that money is gonna be involved. Yeah, what a brand.
Yes.
So yes. I'm a personal development consultant. I do I teach. I'm not a motivational speaker per se, but people find me motivational and inspirational. But I'm a teacher. I see myself as a teacher. I do team buildings. I develop programs. I run seminars. I facilitate camps. Anything that has to do with developing a band, that's where you find me. And I'm also an entrepreneur. So that's what I do.
Mr. Matika, and I believe Lecheni Yako started a long time, and Mnage personally, I think it's been 3 years that I've been watching your videos, and today social media is very, very powerful, and it's something that we have to grasp in terms of if we want to grow. Whatever that we want to do, the market is out there, but it depends on who's watching. Obviously we put our content out there, but we sichonge to get the right mindset of people, to gather them in terms of moving forward. So when did your journey actually start?
I've been doing this thing now for 10 years straight. This is my 10th year. I started way back in Fulani. I was working for an organization called Africa Tikun. I was a dance facilitator. I was facilitating African dance. So I was a dance facilitator intern, Africa Tikun. That was 2012, and then from there I joined an organization called iIthuba Africa as a programs manager. I was running a program, a social enterprise program. So my role was to recruit young people funukali businesses and train them, and then also assist them to start their own businesses. And then from there, that's when I discovered Bangabana, like through a program that I was part of, young leaders emerging training. I met a lady called Belinda there, and then she got inspired by my story. Story some, like we're not gonna waste time on the story, but the story some, if you go on my YouTube channel Matika Media, and follow me on Nansika, I always share interviews where I go deep on my story. So but today I don't think it's podcast is for that. But when I shared my story, she got inspired, and then she organized a talk for me with Sanlam. Then I went with Sanlam, and then I shared my story, and then I got paid with that. Yay! I got paid. Yeah, for 15 minutes, 2.5. 15 minutes, 2,500 rands. And then that's when I realized, okay, there's motivational speaking. People can speak and earn money. And then I started doing research, and then I came across that is one of the most designated speaker in Africa. He charges 30K in the hour to speak. So I started following him, and the story inspired me because it was from Etembisa. And all of that. So I started following him, and I started learning, I started reading, I started becoming a student of personal development. That was 2013. That was 2013. And then from there, and then I started, being invited to chat around Eskolweni. And then from there, and then and the more research I realized like I pelili pike motivation abantu, and then abantu bayeza babesiza abantu after it talks, but yes. Coach, how do I start a business? How do I do this? How do I? Yes. Then I'm like, okay, how can I help abantu? And I've been skills, and I started like now doing research and about coaching. Yes. So whereby abantu be inspired and then get them to do. Then I started coaching abantu, and then from them. And then I grew, man, and then I became so effective in what I'm doing. And then 27 years ago, when was it? 7 years ago? That was 27 years ago. I'm not good. 27 years ago from now, I got a call from an organization called the Project Playground. They were looking for a programs manager, and I went there, did an interview, and then Ufrida, the founder, saw something in me, and then instead of the program manager's position that they were calling me for, they made me a center manager. They gave me a center man to run the entire center that has 420 kids. If I remember correctly, back then it was 420 kids, managing a team of 16 people. Then I worked for that organization for 5 years, but still they built my brand. There's new businesses, you understand? I believe in having like imali isn't everywhere, that you understand, like 50 running in a pie, 30 rand pan, but class dibana is buys my. So I was busy doing his needs. I worked for that organization. Then I was privileged because while I was working there, it allowed me to still pursue my business. Then I doing camps and all of that, working for different organizations and government institutions. And then 2 years ago, I told Abandu, people who attended the session of Mr. V at training center, they will remember. I told them, I said, I'm going to resign. After I came back from KZN, I'm going to resign. That was before COVID. Yes. And then I resigned. You understand? 2 years ago, in the middle of the COVID, I resigned that because I knew where the world was going. And then I came here to do London Dienzayongo. So it's been 2 years now involved in farming. So at the moment, I'm a full-time farmer. Again, while continuing to grow and build my training business and education business. Yeah,
it's very powerful. It's very, very powerful. Now, what I like is because of you were a center manager, but you were able to run other businesses and grow your brand. That talks to me. Yeah, personally, and I feel that it talks to a lot of South Africans out there. Umdu who's got a 9 to 5 wants to mhlambi enze into engenye but doesn't know what to do.
Let me jump in there that abantu funeka ba understand mangaba like salary idesignelwe ubangabana ingene ithi molo iphinde imke. But man understand mangabana isala no matter how much it is, no matter how much his salary is, it designelwe ungena nge25 ithi hello 28 inkile. You've got too much month at the end of the month. You've got too much month, so it designelwe londole. So I understood londole, you understand, from reading and stuff. Like one of my online mentors, Jim Ron, said no. Like a salary design, that's why abantu besebenza iminyaka tata. System uyangena pha kula system ubene one of the things endakwazi umkamna ngisho that didn't have a bond ngena moto because I knew bangabani zangazohlala bana ndiyofunda, you understand. So abantu akhonto wrong ukuba ne bond nemoto, but no understand bangabana ifuna stream esi once income usaba bonded pha emsebenzini, you understand, for iminyaka. If una stream income you can't leave. Yes. Because you've got inansika like a bond that you have to pay, you've got a car that you have to pay, you've got a fees, and you've got the lifestyle that you need to maintain on a daily basis. So it's salary no by 50 grand. I was a center manager, but the salary can never be enough.
satisfied.
No, can never. That is a salary uhleli phana for iminyaka. Yabo. So that's what I understood in Bangaba, like salary is not meant for Bangaba to create wealth.
Yes.
You cannot create and it gives you a stepping stone, but you cannot create wealth in extremely wealth income. Mr. V says it perfect that having extremely wealth income it's like standing on one leg, on a balance. It's like standing on one. You can't. You need to have multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, when Sichoba Teta Nam Londole talks to a lot of South Africans that the importance of having an additional income or having multiple streams of income, because Galogo, you need a starting point. You see, Mhlambi, you need la salary yakho le unayo uyipeyayo uyibona ba ikubambile, it's tying you down, you see. Then you still need to do enye into that can create ke ngoku le second stream of income. Do you feel that it is important for South Africans to have a second stream of income or third?
Without a doubt. Salary going back, salary is seed that ijonge like a seed. Seed. When I farming, I understand there's on a deeper level. I understand these things on a deeper level. Seed. We are born alone. It was a packet of seeds that we bought. Lamboni one was Pumi's quib. As means. Then as quib is as a number one, and now Funekutati so jal, and this is what we understand. So salary is seed that allows you to go and plant those seed layer so that you can have more.
Yes.
Fruits. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
So you have to. Why? The cost of living in South Africa that is too much.
It's too
high. I'm talking about quality. I'm talking about quality because we mustn't be satisfied go life for average. I'm talking about quality life, whereby you eat what you want, not what is available.
Hey, Dada.
Because when you have multiple streams of income, that you eat what you want, not what is available. We understand, like when you decide bangabala to I need to do then without the story.
Yeah.
You understand? To Mr. V, abandona like stream once income, you can't take them. You understand, shopping, because they will want everything, and then you know that pocket wise, I'll come none. We understand. So we have to have multiple streams of income. Bonga banda ba wealth that we follow and we study. Abana stream see one income. There are multiple that they understand. Like wealth build on multiple streams of income, not a stream see one income.
100% Dada. And you know, now what I usually say, you know, we were fortunate to be raised by parents who loved us. Probably they gave us all, but Nati, we can't continue to live in the same mindset as babephila nabo. You know, we need to shift the mindset yethu, you know, because wesikhule ngemali abazali bethu domestic work, abezi farmers, whatever umzali beyenza, you know, but ke beyenza lonto leyo akwenzele out of uthando up until ube kule ndawo nawe and find your feet to move forward. And also khumbule abazali bethu that they didn't have these opportunities that we have ngoku thina.
100%. Yeah. So they had to do what they had to do, but there's no excuse ngoku.
So coming to lonto leyo, in terms of a mindset, do you think mindset obviously plays a big role in terms of one changing? You know, number one, ukale change, because it needs to start with you. You must want that thing. You must have Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. You must have a burning desire.
Like Chisai.
Landi Chisai, that you are willing to cross mountains. And you know, when you look around South Africa, I think a lot of Abantu, there's a lot of youth. You know, we've got graduates, it means they are sitting at home without employment, you know, because they are hanging on to the degree, to the diploma, to the MBA, but you know, it's hard to move forward because the mindset is still stuck there. we would rather sit in offices as better aircon than actually using what you've actually learned and implementing it. Yes, it's gonna be hard, you see, but is it worth it to change your mindset and just be a rock star, man?
Yeah.
I would say
that it starts with the change of mindset, because like I mentioned this, and then I want to touch on all of these things. The education that we received, that quality data is wrong for cash and also for the future. It's outdated. It's outdated. We need to go back to the education that we received at school and data. The education that we received at school in South Africa, and also if you watch interviews and then you do your studies, you realize that all over the world, but we're still up in South Africa. Because in South Africa, we had the Bantu education during apartheid. It never changed. Only the name as curriculums that change, but the education is still the same. We are being prepared to go and work for someone. Business management studies, not business ownership studies. Consumer studies. Consumer studies. We've been taught consumer studies. So education and we need to be honest and see face the current situation in South Africa. And we are not willing to do that, because we spend imali that we spend it pleasure getting as qualifications. So we get emotional and defensive when it's time for us to have this conversation about the education that we received is outdated. Personally, I believe that there are things that, like there are courses, like there are courses, like for example, if you want to be a doctor, like you have to go to school. But there are things that now we should not go to school for. We should not go to school for. They're available on YouTube through mentors and stuff. Yes. We understand that. So I believe that we shouldn't, like there are courses that even that do not require us to go all the way to grade 12. You understand? So the education system is wrong. This is what happens when it comes to the conversation scenario of multiple systems of income and all of that. You say competent, I think on a hard drive. Your mind is like a hard drive. Ne? We hard drive that when you want to find something, you hard drive your popular search box. You type you type whatever that you want. Into that will show up that you've installed. That's when you understand that the only thing that will show up from that search box is something that you've installed. Yes. So that's why when you type multiple streams of income, you type a network marketing, because these are foreign concepts. Yeah. We hard drive to these things are not there. When you talk about business opportunity, these things are not there. You understand? Like I was shocked to see an average South African spends something like 1,200 rands looking for a job. Yeah, so people do have money. I saw that. Yeah, like for example, the organization that you work with, like how much is it to join the organization?
Yo, Mr. Matika, you simply need to take out the product. But it's next to nothing, to be honest. But organization here, to business here, to we want you to get out of your shell.
Exactly. But the reason why it's difficult for us to get out of your shell is because of what is installed. You can't drive here. You understand? I was just making an example why if it needs like opportunities.
Yes.
Like about that, they are not looking for opportunities. They are looking for jobs. This is the problem in South Africa. Like we are these 3 South Africans here. Everyone here, foreigner that is operating as farms here. What? Because these people, when they came to South Africa, they were not looking for jobs, they were looking for opportunities. 100%. Where are you South Africans? Zippy. And then the South Africans, when you go online, they are looking for umhlaba. They are looking for umhlaba. And they're umhlaba ukhona, you understand? But again, hard drive, don't install a payan. Because that indo install a panel ekwenza ubone nobone. So cause your program it improves your vision, your ability to see. So you can't see into engekho kunantsika kulento drive yakho. You understand? That's why when you talk about Napoleon Hill, you read. That's why we talk about Napoleon Hill. You understand? So that's why we need to reprogram. So that's what I do as an NLP life coach. I reprogram ingqondo zabantu. I reprogram ingqondo zabantu. And ndaqala ngeyami, and I'm still reprogramming ngeyami ingqondo, because there's so much nonsense and garbage lapha kule ngqondo that needs to leave le ngqondo le, so that I can be able to move and go to the next level. You get what I'm saying? So question about, is it important? Yes, it is. That because reprogramming here. It's not like we can't work. It's not like we work that thing. We are hard workers. But now there are things that we can't see because of the programming yet. And the programming yet to go back high school when. And ungacuma fani baket that yakwe exempt na xa we graduate. Ivuthulula ne graduates. Ivuthulula ne graduates because the data is wrong lelapha nansikeni. Like you go to a UCT data, you go with a kid and study law, no I2, you graduate upon this kid goes and study in a law firm when you go and start a law firm when you can align and like we law firm. The programming like different. So programming that is wrong about being bit. When you talk about network marketing, about no years bangabana in Donile. When you talk about the opportunity, abayaz londo le bafuna umsebenzi, opportunity kubo umsebenzi, and that was the programming apartheid yanasiyana yebantu, because abantu ingqondo zabo they are not inferior, ingqondo bakela badom, so simanika le education so bahamba bokwenza hard labor, uyandana. So ingxaki pha kwi
programming. And get, to be honest, it takes one to change. You must want to change now yourself, because now I always believe that you can't be in the same circle, like you do the same thing, like William Sebenzini, Bugelu Generation, Bugelu Zalo, all of those TV programs. Nothing is wrong with TV, from time to time, but we need to shift away from that and reprogram ourselves. And it's like, Abantu, they always talk about, I don't have time. I don't believe that. Because if you really want to learn, because opportunity, I really want to attend the personal development classes. How do I go about? Let me contact Mr Matika and so forth. You see, how do I have a business like IFA, but you can make additional income. How do I make this additional income? So it's all about the information. Abantu bethu, even noba umnika ipere, uzawubona le epere abona ba liapile. Kodwa lipere yena ubona le nto afuna uyibona. And also nabantu out there, obviously there will always be negative vibes. Phuma pha kula Facebook ugcwele negative.
Awugcwele negative. No, Facebook that igcwele negativity. I mean, if you jonga ngoku Facebook stock sakhe sigqibohla nge 20% yonke, they number of users here decline kule code. Because people are getting out of that platform because it's negative. Are getting out, the people are losing interest. You understand? And I'm and depart because of like page jam. Otherwise, if you go now, we personal like you like the last time I posted, like I'm not active anymore because the platform is it's said what is happening. Pan, if you want to see what's happening in South Africa, go on Facebook and look at what is happening. But Facebook is nothing compared to Twitter. There's a clever plexus bar. It's nothing compared to Twitter. You understand? But social media, from now I go, even though I don't engage, but I go and study because I'm a student.
Yes.
We are on, so whatever that I design, the personal development classes as in the social online, I need to be in line with what is currently happening. So I go and study, and what I see happening was a platform that is very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. And I think South Africans are using Facebook the wrong way. I mean, I'm not there to judge whatever, but I always feel those platforms are platforms that you can use to learn, to grow yourself,
to connect. That's why we connected.
That's why we connected. To be honest, yes. So,
but after COVID, that we were, because COVID isenzakala. That's one of the things that we are not acknowledging. But mentally, COVID isenzakalisile.
Yes.
Because as human beings, we are social beings. We have to socialize. We have to move around. It says a quarantine. What's a quarantine? They messed us up here. They messed us up, and we've lost so much.
Yeah.
You understand? We are wounded. We've lost the relationships. We've lost the misebenzi. We've lost the mali. You understand? Like, I've lost so many relationships. I've lost so much money. But because of I prepared for this, and I went to it.
Yeah.
I never allowed the COVID because I knew bangaba it's got. That's why I resigned emsebenzini before feeling like I have to like in the retrench. I resigned because I knew what was going to happen. I prepared and for a loss. So I lost so many relationships. I lost so much money. I'm restarting from scratch in where I'm at. But one thing that I'm grateful of, I never lost my mind. I almost did that, but I never lost my mind. And when I look, because I was almost there, I can see that people have lost their minds. Bakula behamba. And the mental health is something that we don't talk about. So people don't even realize that, you understand, something iyenzekile because we've lost izinto ezibalulekileyo tata kuthi. You understand? When we have relationships, you understand, abantu bebe we relationship for 10 years and the COVID I test up and people, so we're still grieving. And also on a sad note, we also lost family members. You understand, and relatives and friends due to COVID-19. So a lot happened, you understand, and still continue to happen. So that like and those things cannot happen and then the normal, because the majority of South Africans we do not invest in personal development so that we can be able to deal with those things when they happen.
It's very much true, and even though things are getting better, you know, it's still up to us. If we want to get better, we need to get out there, we need to engage, we need to siphume kula shawe ngenamanzi siphume kula shawe ngenamanzi, because lento la izokwenzeka if awuyenzi
no
not gonna happen.
No that like you have to personal development umsebenzi and I call motivation ingumsebenzi, and we have the conversations that we always talk about, we always have you understand, ingumsebenzi, because you are getting rid of the habits. You understand? You are letting go of everything that you knew. Because the first step for personal development is to unlearn. It's not about learning new things. First of all, it's about unlearning, because to transform your life, you have to stop doing certain things. Because when you stop doing certain things, you allow space for the new things to come into your life. So the stop doing part is the most difficult part. The doing, learning is in the reading, but so be effective. That, for example, I want to let you learn. If ungagalamanza clean up uyigcwale ikhulena soze clean into lapha phakathi, because inale juice. So if ufuna amanzi clean up, you gotta get rid of the nansika le juice and then ugalela amanzi pure, and then wagcwalisa apha zoba pure. But if ugalela amanzi pure phezu kwale juice, you will have into diluted. So in India lana so sigalela umkhabulo on top of umkhabulo obheke ecaleni, and then but ke lona uzawina lona lapha, because you've been doing this thing for so many years. For 30 years or 35 years, you've been living your life this way. So you're not gonna just understand that, like, adopt izinto ezintsha and then ube okay. It's like a chimney when you lift yonke lonto leyo, you understand, like xa kubhlungu i-muscles yaqhawuka ziphinde zibuild ngala process xa uliftayo indiyana sengqondweni letata.
Yeah, very much true. You know, I was watching a video, so it talks about if you go to the gym and you gym for 9 hours or 5 hours, you won't see the results then. You see, but if you continue go to the gym, like I gym 9 hours today, then I gym 9 hours next week, you see, I'll also but if you continue to do consistency, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, Monday to Monday.
It's not about the amount that consistency. It's not about the amount, it's about the consistency. As I always tell abantu, I'm not a reader. Like story sakho, you are telling yourself a story. You understand? Just read two pages a day. Because now we are trying to change the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between 2 pages and 20 pages. You know one layer. You know? So if you read 2 pages, it is subconscious mind we read. And then you believe and then automatically. You understand? And I always say, before you even read, just buy books. Every time you go to library, and then actually you're smart. So in steps, then so you buy the book. Ukabikho ready for ufunda. Beke for inyanga ihlale pha uma uyijoka la ncwadi. Your subconscious mind ithi uyafunda because ayikwazi umahluko ba and then the next step you read 2 pages every day consistent. Then unyuke gradually njalo and then to a point where you can finish a book within a week. Abanye abantu like abantu abafunda inyani bayigqiba incwadi within a week and stuff yonke lonto le. And then yeah, so consistency, it's not about amount. Yabo awukwazi ufunda incwadi igqibe ngoku igqibe uyifunda enye after a year uthi no leni igqibela ngoba benigqibela ezinye inyanga. Consistency, so it's like a muscle, you understand? You have to flex it igqibe strong.
And as in xa udibanisa, what I like, if you get to dibanisa zonke ezi concepts, all these concepts you get them together.
Yeah.
And you'd see at the end of the day, this is actually life.
Yeah.
I believe that's why majority of the Black South Africans, we are left behind. Yes, we did talk about our struggles and stuff, but at this day and age, we've got social media, we've got YouTube. You can teach yourself. You can learn about things.
Yeah.
There's Google, there's this and that, but lando ikhona out there to wena ke ngokuxhomeke kuba uzawuthatha uyisebenzise njani. But it's been put there. You see, like now almost like that's where we first met. We first met on social media. I felt like you were talking to me as an individual. But I want this, you see, because it's something that I am seeking. Man said, but I always want to learn. Jalonja, So, how did you become Mr Matika and so forth? How often do you have a personal development classes, Mr Matika?
Yeah, no, every in this last year, so it was COVID. What COVID did, it forced us to go online. Whatever that you do, whatever that you sell, whether it's a product or a service, find a way to digitize it.
Yes.
COVID, that as much as bad things happened, but COVID, I'm happy that it happened in my lifetime. Because COVID is a sneak preview of what's about to happen. Because this is the COVID, it's nothing compared to what is happening, which is AI. Artificial intelligence, the industrial revolution. I mean, the information revolution, the fourth industrial revolution, because it's the industrial. So we fourth industrial, which is the third one.
We're forced.
You understand? Now it's forcing the COVID, but what is currently happening now? We are going back to the old ways of doing things, of which like that now.
Yeah.
So what the COVID did is boonsile. And this is the crazy thing about us as human beings. Remember, we were working before COVID. We used to say, "Yo, I'm too busy. I don't have time for a family." What happened?
Spent a lot of time at home.
Satiko. I'm always working. I don't have time. What happened?
At home.
Exactly. So it's always that's why that's when I realized that as human beings we really don't know what we want. Because a lot of us, that we said we wanted before COVID came, and then we had this window, and all of a sudden go nazilap, and then now siyakhalaza still. So COVID for me, I'm grateful because COVID it taught what I'm doing here and force abantu digitize. So I used to book venues and get abantu in one venue, but now I don't do that anymore now.
Yeah.
So now I host personal development classes online, go Zoom every last Saturday of the month. So I've hosted 4 so far, and what has happened is that I'm able to reach abantu all over South Africa now. For 4 hours, abantu don't have to move. So I've had students, you were one of them. I've had students coming from Kimberley. I've had students coming from Whittlesea, Eastern Cape. We understand Cape Town. So that's what I do. And Pioneer Data, we focus on how do you structure your life so that you can live your life intentionally. Intentionally, you understand? Even though life mustn't happen to you, you must make things happen. You must step to life.
Must be in the driving seat.
Driving step to life. That's how even if you follow boxing, Mike Tyson, that guy, how are you gonna beat Mike? Mike Tyson was brutal at that time. If you watch and see a knockout specialist, the guy said, the way I'm gonna beat this guy, I'm gonna step to him. I'm gonna step to him. Yeah. So he never gave me a chance for Mike Tyson. So he stepped to Mike Tyson. To open up, Mike Tyson got frustrated. So with personal development class, I teach abantu to step to life. Don't wait for things to happen. Because when you khawulele izinto, you are in control.
Yeah.
Mna, I left umsebenzi wami ku level 5 for 2020 that. 2020 I left umsebenzi wami like a firefighter. Firefighter mentality, when the house is burning, bayaphuma abantu, firefighter enza iyangena. So that's what I teach abantu. I teach abantu to go against the current.
Yeah.
Current. I teach abantu to go against, to take control of life using the 5 capitals: your physical capital, relational capital, financial capital, reputational capital, relational capital. Yeah. That's what I do.
Powerful. And you know, now I remember when I registered to be one of your classes, because I was busy with the business, and you know, I'm full-time employed, you know, in the government sector, and a lot of people, they've got the mindset, you know, if you're working with, you know, government, you have arrived, you see, but you know, you find out about the salary, you know, the drug that we get on a month-to-month basis, you know, it keeps us grounded. We can't.
But where did you get that burning desire? Like, what's so, you know, what happened? What happened? You know, like, working for the government, and then we decide to have multiple streams of income. Like, what happened?
Hey, Mr. Matika, to be honest, I was not happy with my salary, and I wanted something to do. And I turned imali, I'm not gonna lie, you see, because imali asukuba sithanda imali, but imali izisezinto singakwazi ufikelela
contradictor uyayithanda imali iqaqwaba and stuff.
Utshilo nawe earlier mos ukuba xa unemali you get to choose. Awutyi le nto lena kufuneke kunyanzelekile ba uyitye, you get to choose ukuba okay, let me do this, let me do that, you see. So that's when because I was actually frustrated. You see, I was actually frustrated because I want something to do, need the money, because I can't do this. Money is tied up. I must send money home. I must still take care of myself. You see. So that's when I decided to become part of the program, because what I loved about the program, you don't need capital for you to start the program. You know that I was like, you don't need capital. There's nothing that you sell. I could stock. So it talked to me, because I don't want to be up and down with business stock on the TV. So like, no man, let me give myself time and listen to the session. I attended the session at Belleville. I attended one at College, Mr. V. The concept, I was in love with it. You see, because you know, I attended 2 sessions. This is it. Then I went to another one. This is it, because I'm taking, and for one to take that step, you also need to change yourself. You see, and I struggled there. I really did struggle, you know, but that's what has brought to because you know, it's good to struggle and hold on, you see, and then you will meet people along the way, you see, in terms of developing yourself. And I met you, and that's why I felt like, I really needed to take that step in terms of attending the class and learn. And I learned a lot, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
from
yeah.
as a class you're number one.
Yeah. And we are going to, we are just getting started,
Just
because
getting-
I know we're getting started because we're building a community
Mm.
who are like-minded. So it's not just like an educational platform. We are building in Nansika community. So we are just